Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the cosmos to debunk the top 10 myths about space. From misconceptions about black holes to misunderstandings about the moon, we're setting the record straight on some of the most common space myths. So, strap in and get ready for a journey through the final frontier. Myth 1. Space is completely silent. Many people think that space is completely silent. While it's true that sound can't travel through the vacuum of space, it's not entirely silent. Radio waves and electromagnetic vibrations can be converted into sound. NASA has recorded eerie sounds from space using special instruments. Myth 2. The moon has a dark side. There's no dark side of the moon. Both sides of the moon receive sunlight, but we only see one side from Earth because the moon is tidally locked with our planet. The far side, which we don't see, gets just as much sunlight as the near side. Myth 3. You can't cry in space. It's a common belief that astronauts can't cry in space, but this isn't true. They can cry, but tears don't fall due to the lack of gravity. Instead, they form a blob around the eyes and float away. Myth 4. Black holes suck everything in. Many imagine black holes as cosmic vacuum cleaners sucking everything in. In reality, they don't suck any more than any other massive object. If the sun were replaced by a black hole of the same mass, Earth would continue to orbit it just as it does now. Myth 5. Space is cold everywhere. Space is mostly cold, but it's not uniformly freezing. Near stars or other celestial bodies, temperatures can get extremely high. The vacuum of space doesn't conduct heat, so temperature can vary widely depending on location and exposure to radiation. Myth 6. The sun is yellow. Despite appearing yellow from Earth, the sun is actually white. Earth's atmosphere scatters sunlight, making it appear yellow. In space, outside the atmosphere, the sun shines in its true color. Myth 7. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China is not easily visible from space without aid. It's quite narrow and matches the color of the surrounding terrain, making it hard to distinguish. Myth 8. Astronauts float because there's no gravity. Astronauts float in space not because there's no gravity, but because they are in a state of freefall, orbiting Earth. They are essentially falling around the planet, creating the sensation of weightlessness. Myth 9. Meteors are hot when they hit the ground. Most people think that meteors are scorching hot when they hit the ground. In reality, they are usually cool by the time they reach the surface. The intense heat from entering the atmosphere is brief, and the inside remains cold. Myth 10. You explode in space without a suit. It's often depicted in movies that you would explode in space without a suit. While it's true that space is a vacuum and you would suffer from lack of oxygen, you wouldn't explode. You'd lose consciousness and eventually suffocate, but your body would remain intact. And there you have it, the top 10 myths about space debunked. Space is fascinating and full of mysteries, but it's important to separate fact from fiction. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing space content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on our journey through the stars.